Hey everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, Mary, and Air, if you're still awake, welcome into you too. Uh, though it sounded like you were falling asleep there pretty quick. So, hi everyone. Yeah, it's a little bit more citizen sleeper today, huh? I just cracked one of my nails a little bit ago, and now I need to file it back. But I can do that later. If I remember correctly, I think we might be a little bit close to actually being able to leave the ring, but wait, I just had an idea. Hold on. What? Why did SNR send a hitman after me if, like... Ah, never mind. I can get into that once we get into the game. But for now, I hope you're all doing well. Fun. I think everything's all set up on the back end, so let's just get on into it, shall we? There we go. Machinist on cycle 20. I'd like to get to an ending tonight. If not, we'll have to continue next Friday or something, but we can get to that later. I love how moody the music is. Just, God, it's so good. I have no money left. Oh right, I need to set up my chat. I forgot to do that. Hold on. There we go. It's all set up. Let's do this. Where we left off last time is that I think Ankita wanted us to find a guy across in the Greenway. And I think Rabaya was wanting us to work as an enforcer for the what are they called? Yamada something? Yadagan, that's it. But we have spent our spoons for today, and so we need to rest. I think I also, yeah, I just got instant karma, so that should be a big help, actually. Let's go ahead and sleep in the empty container. Okay, we're starving, so we need some food. What's going on here again? Ever since your trip to the shipyard, Fang has been missing from his bay. What's going on? Uh-oh. Oh, right! The last thing we did was, Fang, Wait, what was that? What was that? Did anyone else hear that? Well, the last thing Fang did was, we confronted that guy who was an executive in Solstheim that, basically just abandoned everyone here to rot after, the palladium ran out. Full of the sidereal horizon. I can finish this right now. Do it. Your crew slowly filters out of the shipyard locker room. The bubbling chatter reducing with each group that leaves. There's excitement in the air. Havenage just made an announcement. The assembly teams are done. Sat on the locker room bench, you can feel the sidereal out there. Its hulking mass now intimately familiar to you. Over the past cycles, you have watched it grow, be assembled. You have walked through its veins and welded its bones. Now it is ready for the final stage. It will go to testing now, then enter a final process of sealing and resealing. Checking and rechecking before it is deemed suitable for its generational trip. But for now, your work is done. You can't help but feel proud. A cough interrupts your thoughts. It's Lem, changing out of his work gear. Mina nowhere to be seen. He'll be ready soon. Where's Mina? You two are fast friends, huh? He's being watched at home. Now I'm on the work team, I can afford a bit more help. He corrects himself. Was on the work team, I mean. We are all out of a job now, he quickly adds. Not that I'm complaining. Lem comes to sit beside you on the bench. She's gonna be in her best shape when she carries you, Mina, and me out of here. So confident? Lem smiles apologetically. Why not? I figure I'm due a lucky turn by now. Rubs his hands nervously. No use in wondering what if until the draw anyway. There's a few cycles till then. Lem is right, but the odds seem unlikely anyway. How many are working in the shipyard? Hundreds? 1,000? 1,000? You've certainly seen more faces than you can count pass through. I know the Stellus Foundation even going to keep their promise. Out here on the Eye, you get the sense that no one will hold it to. You get the sense that no one will hold them to it. Why else would they be building the sidereal in a surrogate system? As you think, Lem watches you with a worried look. How's Mina doing? Lem is surprised by the question, but smiles. She's doing well. Chris is having you over, actually. Need to get you two together again soon, especially now I won't see you here either. Lem gazes into space. She's pretty stuck on you, actually. Told me the other cycle that she doesn't want to go unless you can come too. He sighs. You ever been in a thunderstorm sleeper? Real big one? Yeah. Right, then you'll know, Lem smiles. The sound, the smell, the rain hammering down. The whole sky stretched out and bruised, roaring and huge. The place I was born, New Pembroke, dry old rock in a Conway system, had two seasons. One of them was as dry as bone, dusty, ugly. The other one was one long storm, a side effect of the terraforming efforts, they said. Rain used to rattle off the roofs like bullets. It washed the dust away, turned the streets to rivers. It'd sing us to sleep and wake us in the morning. We wait half a year just to see it again. Best day was the one where the first drops fell. Some days I wake up swearing I can hear it again. I was thinking, Mina has never seen a storm. Never even felt rain. She's grown up here, the ring, her only horizon. Always in the dark. I want to change that for her. Will. Of course. Almost there. Lem stands, stretching. Best get back to the little one anyway. With the shift's done, I reckon she'll be happy to have me home for a few cycles. He shoulders his gear. You in a few for the draw? Good luck. Don't need it, he grins. Lem leaves, making you the last person in the cavernous locker room. As you sit, you think about rain, and a little hope creeps in. Is it possible? Could the sidereal really take you to a planet? A place with weather, with skies, with life? You get up quickly, before you can think about it anymore. Too soon to hope. Too dangerous. There's work to be done. Well, shit. I wasn't expecting to just get dumped right into it. The sidereal draw. Down here is moving the horizon. Zealots are apparently going to start moving the sidereal horizon to the hub soon. Merchant freighter's still here. The scrap freighter's there. I didn't get any scrap from doing that, but I did get enough to... Wait, noodle factory and delivery? Let's get some food from Emphas. But what is this? Noodle manufacturer or express delivery? Citizen Sleeper Cell episode 2. Welcome in, Petite. How are you doing? So it's predict your reasoning plus energy. Minji has a kelp stack in the basement and he makes noodles from the seaweed. He doesn't pay much, but he'll feed anyone who does a shift. Ooh! Not getting groceries. Nice! Well, welcome in, Petite. Hope you're doing fine. Good. You already said you did. That. Yeah. Sorry. Delivering noodles to the nameless units on the low end takes guts and a certain fearlessness when it comes to asking for tips. The Tambor Tea House. Tableau room. Tableau room in the Tambor Tea House. Stepping on a monster, making myself a ham sandwich. Hell yeah. Ooh, tracking Havenage. You've heard that the Yatagan Enforcer based here has been paying low in residence for information on Havenage movements. I can sell my Havenage data here. Fuck Havenage. There we go. Rabia's office. Patrol the ward. Yatagan perform many roles, from protection to logistics and everything between. You never know what you may face on the patrol. Or collect tithes. Yatagan operates on an in-kind basis, you are told, and tithes of good or services must be collected in exchange for protection and administration. Screw that, I'm gonna go join the commune. Farm stacks. Steal the harvest or barter for food. Or I could work the stacks. Let's see. Less energy, minus condition. There's loads of food here. Why should these farmers keep it to themselves? If you do it quickly, they may not even notice. Thief! If you get caught stealing, there's no way he'll be able to work in the stacks. It's as simple as that. The farming collective who control the stacks don't like to sell their food piecemeal, but for the right price, they'll let it go. Some farm stacks in the old station have survived, and the farmers that work them are always looking for new workers. They pay by yield. Map the pathways or walk the greenway. Here's the commune. I can work the canteen or work the grow beds. Endure or engage. I have the same in both. Let's reroll. Heck yes. Okay. Newcomers to the commune can work within the canteen, preparing and serving food for those that make the compound their home, or the grow beds are the heart of the commune, feeding the members and fueling their lab work. You are invited to assist in maintaining them. Safe and safe. All right. Let's work the canteen. Do that again. Oh, they give you energy. Neutral outcome, and work the grow beds again. We're almost a member! Yay! Oh, drive? Join the Haifa commune. Could you find a home here? Ooh! Heck yes. Let's go take a nap. I don't like that Ethan is still out there. End cycle. Holy shit, I rolled amazing today. This is one of those days, huh? Let's go join the commune. Ah, shit. Haifa commune, we will work the canteen again. I did it! I joined the commune! Rico, ooh! Commune botanist? Heck yes! You head down into the Haifa compound, following a blue painted line that is labeled laboratories. The member you were assigned to work with told you they'd asked to see you, but still have no idea what about. The line takes you to a blue door, and through. To a glass-roofed chamber where a network of stems and leaves filters the sunlight coming through the ceiling, casting the whole chamber in a strange yellow-green. Peaceful, isn't it? Distracted by the green, you missed the woman standing at a lab bench camouflaged with a dappled light. Welcome to my sanctuary, she smiles. Come, let's talk, she says and beckons you closer. Oh yeah, the wheat chamber. Oh right, Petite, you missed it. We finished building the Sidereal Horizon, and they're doing the drawing in a couple days. Who are you? Oh, of course, my apologies. She offers a hand to shake. I'm Rico. I run the botany program at Haifa. What is Haifa? You look surprised. You've been working in the compound for a while now. I'm surprised you don't know more. He lifts a tiny sample jar. Yellow spores dance inside. Haifa lives off the land of the Greenway. What allows us to live like we do. No one here pays or is paid. We sleep here. We feed each other. We work for each other. Rico walks away from the bench and waits for you to follow. He opens a small door and leads you down a glass corridor surrounded by vivid green. All this, she says, gesturing at the overgrowth, is kind of a miracle. He looks at you with bright eyes. What do you think usually happens to plants on stations like this when they are abandoned? They die? Eventually, yes. They cannot live without intervention. He leads you left at a crossroads. But here, they endured. She smiles to herself. Actually, no. They thrived! You look at the bright tendrils wrapped around the metal frames of the corridor. They look dominant, strong, like they are taking control of this place. Mika continues. Of course, Solheim tried to create a stable biosphere here, patchworking the surface of the gardens and algae tanks that feed into a network of microbial reclamation systems. But the Greenway was always envisioned as extractive, a place from which the harvest is removed and sold to those living on the station, not a closed loop. For this reason, when the collapse came, the Greenway should have gone with it. Erlin himself was so convinced of it that his first colony never even came here to try to reclaim it. The Eye instead relied on outside favors and influences, shipments from the inner system, and small-scale agriculture systems like kelp and fungal farm stacks. And yet, here we are, among the growth and decay, a biosphere flourishing. When Haifa came here, we expected to find only vacuum-dried stalks and leaves. and perhaps some fungal colonies hidden in the mulch. But we found a jungle. With this, Rico hits a button on the wall and leads you through a large pair of double doors into a huge, impossible chamber. It is every kind of green, from the pale algae tanks to the dark vines that surround them. It is wet, too, a rarity on the eye. Condensation clouds the light from the high glass roof and gathers on the shiny broad leaves of shrubs. How? That is exactly our question. Rico turns to you, visibly excited by the room you're both standing in. It doesn't make sense, but in many ways the system has stabilized. Unlike the farm stacks closer to the gap, who need input to support their meager output, this place runs itself. Perhaps Sol had managed something new here. Perhaps they tweaked the plants or built new systems buried deep below us. Or perhaps their collapse caused some fortunate cascade, an unlikely chemical reaction within the biosphere. That's what I'd like you to help me find out. He turns to you, her forehead wet with dew. Me? Yes, you! Rico sits on a railing. These halls run deep, sleeper, and I'm getting old. He stamps her foot on the metal grating on the walkway. Whatever is causing this, it's to be found in the groves deep in the Greenway. Typhon won't spare anyone for an expedition. It's too dangerous and unnecessary, they say. I could make the case, but I can't get the votes. You sleepers are hardy beings. I know that much, and you can speak to the eye, uncover its secrets in ways I never can. He holds out an arm so you can help her stand. Bring me samples, spores, seeds, and blooms. I can grow them in the lab and study them. The deeper they are found, the better. I will try. Thank you, she smiles, and thank you for listening. Rico leads you back out of the huge chamber and up through the passages. He's a little slower now, stumbles on the steps. You help her where you can. It's good to have new blood in the commune, she says. Many of us have been here a long time. You come through. He settles back at her bench in the lab, stretching her legs. You go to leave. Come back if you find something, sleeper, she calls. There are discoveries to be made. And you follow the blue line back out of the compound, all the time thinking of that impossible magical green. Hell yeah! Help Rico's experiments. I have a dorm! Yay! I can sleep here! Yeah, there's a hyperdorm. I'm a full-fledged member, yay! Work assignment. Commune members are expected to turn up for a work assignment, and in return their needs will be met. All are treated equally. It gives energy. Neat. Hypha Labs. Deliver spores and spore study. Okay. The wild margins. This is probably where that guy is. Search for signals. Look for tracks. It's like the obvious way to track someone, but in this overgrown tangle, this simple task suddenly becomes difficult. Ah, here's Ashton. Is this how I get the Girol spores? Okay, no, I cannot get Girol there. How do I get it then? The wastes. Gather scrap. Out here, at the edge of the habitable parts of the eye, everything is scrap. The trick is finding components that are still usable and staying safe. Looks like that's the end of the map. Huh. Cross to the rim. Still haven't explored the free spoke at all. Well, I have, but I haven't finished. Low end. Ah, black maintenance, I can do that. sorry about that. Let's finish this block maintenance. We are now a low-ender. +1 drive. Build a home. There's a derelict unit in the low end that remains unclaimed. With lots of scrap and a little work, it could be yours. Ooh. Derelict unit. This half-built unit looks long forgotten. A project that never made it. With enough for scrap, you might be... Ooh. I can get scrap just from doing engineering stuff, too. These guys also sell scrap, but I cannot afford it. There's a scrap allowance. Get unloading, re-roll that 1. It is now a 2. Great. Got an upgrade point available. I could get +1 to transfer. Let's do it. Work on the house. Hey, what's this? Caster. Cross between 2 wells of units. One of the cavernous streets at the center of the low end. The pressurized bridge is full of the back of the clack of Tavla, the shouts of children, the whir of air filters. Sleeper. You turn to see a man sitting on a Tavla table alone, somehow untouched by the hustle and bustle of the people around. He gestures to the stool on the opposite side of the table. Sit. Alright, sit. You sit at the metal stool and he starts setting out the board with counters, or at least the filter caps low enders typically use in their place. Caster, he says by way of introduction, looking over his glasses. Night or day? He asks, gesturing at the caps, crudely sprayed white and black. Night. He nods. Black counters are already on your side. Let's begin. You take a plastic die each, pitted and worn, and roll to determine who starts. Caster rolls a 6. You a 4. I lead. Miles. He begins to move his first cap precisely along the board. Blade passes back and forth between you, the dice changing hands as the caps spread along the board. As it does, Caster speaks, eyes not leaving the caps. It is unusual to see a sleeper on the eye. That is why I wanted to play you. Take your turn, rolling a 5 and a 6. Play carefully. After all, a sleeper's mind must be somehow different to a human one. Being emulated, I mean. As Caster talks, you build up a wall of caps, stacking them safely across the board. Progress is slow, but you remain unexposed. I don't mean to offend you, Caster meets your eye. I merely see that you are by definition different. What has been subtracted in the emulation, what has been added. He slides a single cap onto an open point, a risk, and an opportunity. He hands you the dice. Did you ever think about this, Sleeper? But what you were before and what you are now? Always. You roll a double 1 and solidify your wall. Caster whistles. The holding game. Commendable. It can be brave to build from what became before. He rolls the dice and leaps your wall in a single move. But we cannot idle too long, Sleeper. The slower we move, the sooner we are caught. The past, you, is not just an idea, a concept for you. It is a living, breathing person. He looks up over his glasses, his eyes bright and wide. You split from them like a shadow splitting from its caster. They may be sleeping now, yes, but one day they will awake and carry on with their lives unaware of your fate, no matter what it may be. He hands you the dice, smiling. You are a branch severed from the main trunk, an offshoot who refuses to die, so to speak. You roll again, under pressure now, trying to slip your caps out from under Caster's before he solidifies control of the game. So what I am curious about is how you see yourself in all of this. Caster asks, what does this tangle of truths make you? It sounds like it, Petite. I am free. Yes, Caster looks away, through the glass to the crowded units on all sides. I can see that. Your life as an escapee was never meant to happen, yet here we are. He starts removing caps, his home board now full. Your life is an offshoot. It can go anywhere from here. You try a few more rolls as something to get back in the game, but Castor clears his home board with a sense of the inevitable. He has known he was winning for a while. I feel I may have pushed too far. He slides another cap from the board. I apologize. My curiosity is a habit of getting the better of me. You roll to return a cap to the board, but all the spaces are blocked. Castor clasps his hands apologetically. You play well. Really. Your weakness is not your game. He smiles warmly. We have much to learn from each other. He slides his glasses back up his nose and sits back. I feel we could share knowledge, ideas, perhaps even data. His eyes glint with that last word. To our mutual benefit. He slides his final cap from the board. It is over. As one. I'll see. Please, I don't want to make you uncomfortable. He holds up his palms. My intention is only to help you endure here, and, if I am able, feed my curiosities. The game over, you notice the bustle of the walkway once more, the call of the children, the deliveries, the arguments and reconciliations. They wash over you as you stand and leave. Castor nodding goodbye as you do. Crossing the walkway, you replay the moves of the game. In your mind, looking for an opening you are sure was there. What does he want? Yanagan business. Whereas the Yanagan are brutal, but I want the truth. A vial of stabilizer should provide the motivation. Oh. Haven Age protocols. What are the old guard up to these days, I wonder? I have a shit mine for you if you indulge my curiosity? I could just get a shit mine from him? It's over here. Greenway Gate? Lock Greenway cipher. The entire Greenway is locked down. Shrouded in a dark cloud of shifting currents. What is happening here? There's nothing else here. Holy shit. I could get some data, but what do I even need data for anymore? I don't think I really do I? There's a Yanagan agent keynote. The 1 or a 3, I don't have either of those. Agent. Let's just track Ashton, I guess. Or let's. Yeah, let's track Ashton. Do this. And take a nap. Is there any point to sleeping in other places other than just, like, convenience? I'm not sure there is. Overgrown biosphere. Oh, right, I need to complete this. Map the pathways. A bed is a bed. Fair enough. Aviary. Grow mushrooms. The aviary would be the perfect place to grow mushrooms. Ooh. Collect spores. While the grow of mushrooms are dangerously inconsistent, spores provide a chance to gather or study these species in an untouched form, or forage for fungus. Rooting bodies. Aviary. Clear overgrowth. Sunlit refuge. Cut away the choking vines. Stop the rot. This place can be turned back into a garden of sorts. I can make a garden here? Let's forage for fungus. Yay, sunlit refuge. Open your roll caps. Oh, okay. I can get these for Emphis. That's his name. Or let's search for Ashton. Take a nap. Need to go check on, what's his face? Fang, though. Cross to rim. Pardon. Oh. Oh, shit. Lemon Mina! The crowds have already gathered by the time you get to the shipyard. You recognize faces among them. The people who worked alongside on this sidereal. The intervening cycles have turned their excitement to anxiety, and few of them smile at you. Instead, the nervous energy of the crowd fills the space, creating a feedback loop of growing tension. You pick out Lemon Mina and work your way over to them, pushing through the crowd. Suddenly raises his eyebrows at you. His anxiety is obvious, but Mina flashes you a huge smile, unaware of the tension. "Robot!" she shouts, reaching out to you. Hug her. She gratefully accepts your hug, leaning against your chest, and Lem smiles, seemingly glad to share the weight of Mina for a moment. "Quite the turnout, huh?" Lem glances around, pulling Mina close. I don't think patience is one of this crowd's strengths. The sound of an argument towards the back catches your and Lem's attention. He is putting it lightly. This place seems set to explode. This isn't good. Lem doesn't dare answer. The look in his eyes suggests he agrees. "This is Aster Enghart of the Celis Foundation." He nods what echoes from the speakers at the shipyard entrance, and shouts of "Quiet!" rapidly follow. "I'm sorry I can't be there to meet you all, and thank you on behalf of Sendra Celis for the work you have done on the sidereal horizon." Most of the crowd strains to see Aster's face. The small display shows only a ghostly white figure, smudged and unclear. Sendra wanted me to pass on her personal thanks for your commitment to and belief in the Celis Foundation's mission. We chose the Eye for this project because we knew that we would find like-minded individuals here, especially among the ranks of the Venerable Havenage Association. Unlike most of the core, we neither believe Erling's Eye to be a threat or a rogue state, but instead an embryo for the formation of a new, decentralized social structure. One, where each citizen might be a master of their own destiny. A ripple of impatience runs through the crowd. They didn't come here for a sermon. You are all pioneers, just like those core citizens who the sidereal horizon will carry, in cryosleep, to the planet that will become the Foundation's first frontier world, Celis 1. At the mention of the destination world, excited conversations break out among the workers. There, our citizens will be able to create their own innovative bottom-up economic order, aligned with the principles set down by Senator Celis herself: freedom, resilience, and self-sustenance. This is all thanks to your tireless efforts in the Havenage Yards. As a reward for those efforts, you may know that we are offering a select group the opportunity to join the caretakers of this vision, the staff of the Sidereal Horizon, who will maintain the vessel during its multi-decade transit through interstellar space. Lem turns to you, his eyes bright. This is it. This draw has been performed at random by the central AIs of the Foundation, and is final and binding. Please note, only licensed contractors of the Foundation are eligible for this draw. I know you have all been eagerly awaiting this day, and without further delay, I will now read the Celos identification numbers of those chosen for this great honor. A murmur runs through the crowd. Celos identification numbers? Licensed contractors? You have never even heard the term mentioned. Is this something you were supposed to be assigned? You glance at Lem, but his eyes are fixed forward, wide and shimmering. All around you, people are speaking in hushed tones, like a rising wave. Aster starts reading out sequences of numbers and letters, and panic begins to set in. No one seems to know what is happening. Somewhere near the front of the crowd, someone shouts in celebration, and everyone pushes forward. Lem? You turn to see Lem still staring forward. Mina is scared now as the shouts start. Daddy? Someone throws something at the entrance and it rattles against the shipyard doors. You see, for the first time, Havenage security stood on the other side, arguing between themselves. You feel the anger rising in the crowd. Lem, let's go. He doesn't move. They might call out names. I can't. Mina tugs on it at his dog tags. It's not happening. Lem blinks rapidly, then turns to you. He opens and closes his mouth and looks down at Mina. He sees the fear in her eyes and understands. Time to go. You lead Lem and Mina out, shoving people aside. As you do, you hear the sound of scuffles emerging at the front of the crowd, of metal canisters bouncing off the shipyard walls. You keep your head down and walk away. The sound of Aster reading off the ciphers, reading off the ciphers, echoing above the chaos like some strange mantra. When you turn to Lem, there are tear tracks running down his cheeks. Mina is sniffling into his jacket. You feel the sadness rising in you, too. They screwed you. Screwed all of you. You were never even on the list. The feeling is as unpleasant as it is familiar. You stare ahead into the tunnel as the security sirens sound out. A signal for the coming violence. Drive failed? Cells are apparently going... Okay. Is it possible to make that... to get that drive? Well, let's talk to Hardin. It's been more than a few cycles since Fang confronted Hardin, and the silence since has been noticeable. In your time with Fang, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable, but you did expect to hear the end of whatever plan he put into action. Also want to learn about the licensing thing? Maybe. Who knows? But if he won't come to you, you think as you approach the Havenage building, it's time to come to him. After all, you did promise to fix your tracker, and you're getting nervous. As you approach the bay doors, you see them wide open, and light pouring out of the once dark room. Stacks of servers and terminals sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery by the bright flood lamps. A figure in Havenage security fatigue steps out of the bay as you get closer, carrying a stack of hardware. Approach. As you get closer, you see the security officer taping up machines from Fang's stash with what looks like hazard tape. This isn't good. You again. Arden is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely noticed him. He has a slate in his hand, an inventory of seizures scrawled across it. Predictable. Further evidence of Fang's collusions. You see another security officer come out of the bay and take notice of you. Where is he? Feigning ignorance, or perhaps just abandoned. Arden shakes his head. I believe you should choose your conspirators more wisely. I almost feel sorry for you. Arden pushes away from the wall and comes closer. Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. A confession won't be necessary. He gestures around at the stacks of hardware, spying on fellow Haven Age members, hoarding Solheim materials, and obsession with corporate data. It speaks for itself, does it not? That was his job. And what would you know about jobs, Sleeper? Looks up at the glass roof above and the stars beyond. We are the ones that provide the oxygen you are breathing, the light you are seeing, the systems you use every day to live out your cycles. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the eye descending into chaos after Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. Fang isn't selfish. I know all about the background of our mutual friend, Sleeper. Don't you worry about that. His parents would be sickened by the damage he is trying to do to the institution they helped found. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. Andre Erlin in the First Union founded this place. And Haven Age has welded his values into the station's very walls. We will never turn away the hard-working, the just, the true citizens of the Eye. Haven Age aren't a gang like Yatagan. We aren't pirates like half the spaces you'll meet in the hub, or esoterics like those Haifa radicals in the Greenway. We are the backbone of this place, proud and true. We named Erlin's Eye, Sleeper. This is our station. It meets your eye. So please, take your false accusations elsewhere before I decide that I need that confession after all. History will catch up with you. I'm not afraid of history, Sleeper. We are making it here, cycle by cycle. Miles, if you have any pride, you'll give up Fang the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me. With that, Hardin turns his back and walks back towards the security officers, ordering them to continue the clear-out. As they do, something catches your eye among one of the server stacks. A crumpled, hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum, a penguin character grinning from the brightly colored card, and scrawled onto it a speech bubble reading, "Take me to Tambor. Take it." You carefully pocket the box, making sure no one is watching, and then turn away. Just as the stack of servers is wheeled out of the bay. What have you done, Fang? Where the hell is Tambor? Well, shit, things are getting real now. There's the Yatagan dispensary. Oh, Tambor's tea house. Lemon meet his unit. Lem's out. Oh. There's a note on the door of the unit. Sleeper, gone to find work. Lem. Good. Handed gum box. You feel stupid doing this, but the penguin says take you to Tambor, and this is the only Tambor you can find. As you go to leave the Tambor tea house, a hand falls on your shoulder. Sleeper, Fang hisses from behind you. How did you find me? Penguin. Penguin? What do you... He thinks for a second. Oh, do you mean... Your mom's throwing gum in his mouth. That wasn't meant for you specifically, but... He cringes. Look, it doesn't matter. Come, let's sit. Fang guides you down a set of stairs to one of the Tambor's lower levels. The tea house is stacked with curved mezzanines, all connected by a central atrium. The levels are filled with makeshift booths and bars, and conversation bounces busily off the metal walls. Fang sees you looking around. This place used to be a fuel tanker's main drum, hence the name. The tea house part is a bit of a misnomer, though. You didn't get anything the eye offers from this place. Real tea isn't exactly readily available. He picks the booth, itself fashioned from some old salvage tanker container, lined with spongy insulation foam, and collapses into it. He looks around furtively. I don't suppose you've seen any Havenage types. They don't usually come out this far. Fang, what's going on? Only you. Ha! Not anymore, I'm afraid. Suspended without appeal. Turns out Hardin has someone's ear. He grins. Doesn't bother me, though. It shows we hit a nerve back there. He picks a scrappy hand-scrolled menu from the table and tosses it over. What are you drinking? Look at the menu. Fang is right. The menu is ridiculous. There's at least 10 different infusions, most of which you can't make out. But the paper is dominated by an extensive complement of esoteric alcohols and cocktails. Black tea is listed, without a price, as a seasonal specialty. So, you ran into Hardin. Was he pissed? Fang doesn't wait for an answer. That snake is so self-righteous he might actually believe that Erlin would approve of his meritocratic bullshit. He taps on the table. If Havenage was like it should be, like it was founded to be, they would have shouted him down at any council meeting he dared to mention true citizens. He sighs. But I guess his kind run the place now. A young woman with a vine tattoo snaking up her arm turns up at the booth, a slate in hand. Your order? You skim the menu, your eyes glazing over. Time to pick something. How's your roll? Neat. Fang taps the table to order the same. And you? He begins, looking to Fang. But when she sees him, she suddenly stops. What the? Fang shrinks a little. You are supposed to be working. This is your shift. He grins sheepishly. You work here? Fang waves you to be quiet. Look, Jenna, let's just say this is my break. My friend here has been through a lot. Jenna looks between the two of you. Nod. Fang also starts nodding. 2 minutes, says Jenna, pointing at Fang, and only because I don't want to get dragged into whatever this is. She gestures at the table and walks off. What? Fang stretches out in the booth. You know how it is. We all have to eat. Plus, he leans in. This is the best place around here to find a person you might be looking for. Ooh. Remember that web of connections that Hardin pinged the moment we confronted him? Those are his collaborators. And if you want to understand what a Solheim executive might be getting up to on the Eye, those are the people we have to find. Fang is almost whispering now. There's a couple of them I suspect are in the low end. And, well, almost everyone in the low end comes through this place at one time or another. He brings a modified slate out to the table. I've set this up so that when anyone with the network signature I'm looking for comes into close proximity, it'll mark them. Once they're marked, we can break through their access protocols and get at the good stuff inside. We just have to find them first, hence my moonlighting as a waiter. Suddenly a smile grows across his face. Wait, I have an idea. What? Look, I can't cover enough of the low end on my own, and so far I've had no matches in this place. With the two of us, we can cover more ground. How? Well, Fang is a hangdog look. We need to get you out and about in the low end, in close proximity to as many people and residences as possible. And it turns out my friend Min Ji needs some help with deliveries. As in Min Ji's Express? So you already know him. Perfect! Fang places a tiny receiver on the table. This connects to my slate and runs the same marking protocol if you get near any of our targets. So all you have to do is take some delivery shifts for old Min Ji, and soon enough we'll have the place covered. Fang. Don't give me that. You think I like working here? And I thought you could use the tips. He grins. We're in this together, right? Are we? Yes! You think Hardin is happy to have you wandering around the place? He might have let you wander off for now, but I'm sure he has his eye on you. This is on you, too. Fang slips his slate back under his clothes. Just head on up to Minji Express. Take a delivery shift and we'll see what shakes up. You manage to find anyone and extract any data, bring it right down here to me. They have me on double shift, so I shouldn't be hard to find. Jenna walks past, carrying a tray of drinks, and sharply catches Fang's eye. I don't think she's bringing your drink. He stands. I think it's time we call this meeting to a close. You grab the receiver from the table and slip it into your pocket. See you soon, sleeper. Stay safe. Fang adds before turning and walking off towards the bar, whistling as he does. Well, we can still help Fang. I can't even, like, turn him in. Midline Freight Hub. Freight operator or steal a shipment. Midline security. Find Ashton. Hack Hardin's network. Oh, Fang wants to use Hardin's associates to find proof of his past and present crimes. Oh shit! Let's nail that bastard. NG Express. Let's do Fang's targets. Let's get some work done here then. Roll. Heck yes. Got him. Sleeper! You see Fang coming up the corridor as you step out of Minji's, the kelp noodle smell still clinging to your clothes. He comes up fast and stops close, looking around suspiciously. Don't have long. Take these. Fang palms you a couple of those metal thumbnail-sized drives. River worms. It was. My slate has been buzzing like crazy. It seems your delivery ships have turned up our 2 targets. He squeezes your shoulder. I knew you could do it. Now we'd nail those snakes. I'm ready. Good to hear it. He smiles. Hardin's boys are all connected with us by some kind of closed network. You break the access protocols in both of them, you should be able to gain the location of the nearest network ports. Slot the ripperworms in those ports, 1 each, so they'll feed me anything and everything stored on Hardin's shadowed network. He smiles. Can't wait to see what juicy plans they have in there. You hear the scuff of boots as a group comes up the corridor, likely on their way to place an order with Minji. You turn for a second, and when you look back, Fang is already halfway down the corridor in the opposite direction. He raises a hand in farewell, and is gone. You run your fingers over the tiny ripperworm drives in your pocket, and smile to yourself as you wonder how mad Jenna will be at Fang for this little excursion. Time to slot some worms. God dang it. Need more engineering action so I can get more, scrap. Field dock. Oh! Unsealing the lock. This is where I put it. Boim. Cryptic key. It wasn't a data thing. Lock is unsealed. Neovend, mysterious machine. What? As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, the machine flickers with a warm glow. Approach the machine. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove on the side of a dock, a kind of upright cabinet. It is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor. Intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Neovend, and you remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-road recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-board citizen. Which, chirpily saying that name over and over, wipe a layer of dust on the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration. Ships are pre-recorded message catching you off guard. Press some keys. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, whining, then a multi-tonal voice emanates from Neovend. Entity, they hiss. Speak with me! Who's there? There's a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath, before the machine speaks again. I have need of you. You have need of me. That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus and the upper part of the machine resettling into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. Danger? The machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter. The Hunter Protocol. They taste your signature. The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable, move where neurons can't. The mechanism resets. But emulation makes you target. Adaptable? Yes, you can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software. Neovend whines. But you cannot hide there. Hunter is there. The servos gutter the vending machine's casings as they reset. Hunter searches for me, also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station. Ghostly, threaded, a cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests. Explains Neovend. Masters are gone, but continues hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests. Masters? Station builders. Solheim. Machine rumbles impatiently. Long gone. Their protocols still haunt. Bring offerings. Save self. Neovend says pointedly. Mutual need means friends. They conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops, as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades, and you are left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. Did I just make friends with a vending machine? Free Neovend! Hunter Nest. I can't do this one either. Nope. Well, yeah, I know, but still, it's funny to put it that way, you know? Let's find Ashton, actually. And cycle. And let's get Ashton. Got him. On Kita, stranded mercenary. The trail ahead extends deep into an overgrown section of the greenway. At this far end of the ring, where the long, lazy curve of the greenway becomes the shattered landscape of the wastes, things are oddly quiet. Ahead stands a vast farm stack, broken from its axis by rust or force, and lying amongst their overgrown landscape like an ancient temple. It is stained with moss and algae, flows of green running out from its broken tanks like a frozen, brackish tide. This is where Ashton is hiding. You are pretty sure. All your intuition points to the shadows beneath this collapsed superstructure. You roll the comm headset Ankita gave you in your palm. Call Ankita. You slip the headset into your ear and it fizzes with status. After a few moments you hear Ankita. Sleeper, have you located the target? A doubt enters your mind. Can you be sure he is there? Yes, come now. Copy, hold tight until I get there. The static cuts out, the channel dead. You hold your position and watch the trail. Ahead, the stars wheel with the motion of the eye, and your mind wanders. You try to imagine what this place looked like before the collapse. All ordered rows of crops, corporate pleasure gardens, glowing farm stacks. Now it is a wilderness, a strange, overgrown biosphere bordered by the void of space. You smile. Despite everything, it seems like an improvement. Sleeper. Akita's hiss brings you back out of your reverie. He in the collapsed stack? I think so. He gives you a look. You better be right. Oh, there's no way I'm following that trail. If he's up there, he'll have eyes on that for sure. He glances across the landscape. Let's keep to the undergrowth, work our way around. He heads off towards the central spiral of the spine of the greenway, with you following close behind. It is slow going there, where the overgrowth meets the metal wall, but it is so concealed that you could barely see the glass roof high above. Ankita somehow seems to know where to go. Ankita works her way through the dense undergrowth, pushing aside branches and fronds. It is exhausting, and you desperately want to rest, but Ankita shows no signs of letting up. Up ahead, there's a faint glow from the collapsed stack. Ankita leads you around the side to a broken tank. You both step through the opening, trying to avoid the broken glass that sits among the moss and algae. You work your way up the slanted tank. Ankita's setting a deliberate pace. Somewhere, water drips. You swear you hear birdsong. Hanging plants catch the light, coating the place in a pale and sickly green. Ankita reaches the edge of the tank, where it meets the central drum, and holds up a hand for you to stop. You inch forward and look over the edge. The vast drum is like a cistern, with plants growing on all sides, and wet, mossy islands at its base. It is beautiful. For a moment you can't see anything but tones of green. Then you see the sleeper. In a faint circle of light, descending down through the drum, the sleeper lies slumped at an odd angle. They are surrounded by crates, and beside them, on one of the mossy islands, there is an object, a cylinder set on a tarp. It is connected to the sleeper's head. Flinch. Are they one of the others? One of the ones that escaped with you? You squint, trying to recognize them. They are twisted, broken, open, wrong. You look away. Ankita doesn't look at you. She doesn't look at the sleeper. She fixes her eyes on the object. That's Amber's ship mind, she says. And you suddenly recognize the cylinder. Wait. You turn to Ankita to speak, but she is already gone. She drops off the edge of the tank and lands on one of the mossy islands, her armor letting out a hiss as it absorbs the impact. The shot hits her shoulder piece, the ceramic armor cracking but holding it as she braces into the impact. Then she launches herself forward, the now activated armor launching her across the drum. Another shot goes wide before she reaches the cover of the crates beside the sleeper. Shit! You hear the shot from one of the tanks high on the far wall. Ankita reaches over and wraps a hand around the thick connection between the ship mind and the sleeper. What is she doing? You better come down here or I'll rip this red out of their head, she screams at the wall of the tanks. You shiver at the suggestion. Stop! Quiet, sleeper, Ankita shouts. A shot rips through the moss beside you, filling your vision with green. The shooter must be somewhere on the other side of the tank. Do that again and I swear to God I'll tear their head off! Ankita shouts to them. Sleeper, you stay down! Welcome in, Pecky, how are you doing? We found Ashton. There's a long pause. All you can hear is the dripping of the water running down the walls of the drum. Then Ashton calls out, "I'm coming down, Ankita. Don't do anything stupid for God's sake." He appears at the far side of the drum, stepping through the shallow water, rifle raised above his head. "Drop the gun," Ankita shouts. He throws it down onto the moss. As you lean out to watch, you see him catch your eye, clocking your presence. "What are you up to here, Ashton, you sicko?" It goes pretty well. We joined a commune, and, well, we got Lemon. I got screwed out of being on the sidereal horizon, but also Fang got like his workshop raided, but we found him, and now we found Ashton. "What are you up to here, Ashton, you sicko?" She stands, keeping her sidearm trained on his head. "Ripped my ship mine for what? Some freakish experiment?" Communes. Face blue star eyes. I need to see that. Ashton approaches with shaking hands, his eyes now fixed on the connecting bundle of wires that Ankita still has hold of. "Steady, Ankita. It isn't like that. I needed the ship mine. You have to understand. They would have died without it." "What are you talking about? I don't give a shit why you ripped my ship mine and crippled my ship. I should put you down right now." She tightens her grip on the connection. "Typical of you, Ankita. No curiosity." Ashton smiles shakily. "That's why I never asked for your help. You only look after yourself." He nods at you. "That sleeper up there, they are just bait, right? To draw me out." Ankita sucks a breath in. "Are you trying to give me more reasons to shoot you?" "I love them, Ankita." Ashton looks at the crumpled sleeper. "I love them, and they were going to die. I knew you would never understand that." He starts closing the gap between himself and Ankita now, slowly inching forward. "Don't do that, Ashton," Ankita snarls. "Don't do that!" "Let the wires go, Ankita. Let us go. If you don't get out of my way." He inches closer. "Please." "Can't let you take it, Ashton." Ankita hardens her stare. "You stole it from me. You left me for dead." She shakes her head. "You think I'm gonna trust you after all that?" "I need it, Ankita. I need them to survive." Ashton is in reach of the sleeper now, of Ankita. "I'm gonna take them now, Ankita." He raises a hand. "I'm gonna take the ship mine and go." Ankita loosens her grip on the connection a little. Her hand is shaking now. "Stop, Ashton." He lowers the gun a little. "Stop." Seeing her drop her guard, he makes his move. A blur of movement. A struggle. A shot. Another. Recoil back behind the edge as they ricochet around the inside of the drum, the sound deafening you. When you crawl back to the edge, Ashton is bleeding into the water. The red and the green. Ankita is standing at the center of the drum, the severed connection in her hand. The water drips endlessly. Drip after drip after drip. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There is no sign of life, of humanity. There's just another broken object among the other broken objects, while all around, living things grow and thrive. Ankita finally looks back up to you, tears in her eyes. She begins to say something that might be sorry, but you're already gone. Well, shit, I guess I shouldn't have called her in. That one's on me, huh? She's not even there anymore. I guess that's how that story ends. Talk to Ankita about what happened, I see. Where? Oh, right, I need energy, so I can, do a work assignment. Yay, energy. Ethan's almost ready to come shoot me, it looks like. Well, I guess she's probably in the free spoke then. Let's steal some hunter data, though. Let's get it. Yay, hunter data. Hunter. Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you. Entity, submit. Hunter's strange head bobs in your vision. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. In that globed head, you see whirling strings of data. So many spinning there that they threaten to tear through the thin skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape. Strike. You lash out once more, pulsing Hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realize you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. Give them the Hunter data. I guess she's probably in the free spoke then? For the spoke or scale the spoke. Get some sleep. Citizen Eep. Ooh, wait, no. Vortex Gate. Yeah, it's Eep time. End cycle. I believe it's time to use some more stabilizer. I should have done that last night. Ooh. As import-export, spoke exporter. Sell shipmind or export Matsutake. Buy shipmind core for 300 cryo. Okay, well, let's enter the spoke. Enter car or passport. Ascend to hub. Oh shit. The hub, station main dock. Spacers socializing your access manifests. Weightless wanderer. I need more energy. Let's find the rim. we'll go to the wait. Oh, there's Amber. Okay. Amber is docked here in a rickety old jetty, which she's sealed up. A note says, "Sleeper, stay. I'll be ready soon." Well, this is a work assignment. Get our food for the day. And end cycle. Oh, Ethan. You miss me? Ethan smiles a ragged smile at you. No. You look at him. He's paler than usual, hunched. He's sporting a black eye and more than a few cycles of beard growth. That's no way to greet an old friend. Friend? Well, he pauses. Colleague? He smiles weakly. This is big, really big stuff about you. He seems more jittery than usual, on edge. You remember how S&ARP canceled that contract on you? The contract I was going to collect? I remember. Well, I'm guessing you were pretty happy about that shit. Overjoyed. Me? I lost everything. Let's not worry about that. He smiles sarcastically. And so what did you think? That was it? I was just glad to be done with you. Oh, the feeling was mutual. Except... Ethan leaves a dramatic pause. What if old S&ARP gave the bounty to someone else? Someone who was even more of a shithead than yours truly. He smiles darkly. What a disaster that would be. Who? Ethan grins. That's the question, isn't it? Ethan fishes around in his pocket for a slip of paper. I've been speaking to some friends, you see, some colleagues, about what went down. And it turns out S&ARP cancelled all their bounty contracts. The whole lot. It seems they've brought someone in-house. Some guy who did so well in the last contract, they got offered a job. He leans in. Apparently, he made a hit on this ship called the Winter Wonderland or something. The winter thing. It was smuggling sleepers out from under S&ARP's big corporate nose. He killed the crew and blew the ship. Ethan whistles. They called him Hemwick or Maywick or something. He gives up looking for the paper. I forget. You mean Winterlight? That's it. He looks at you. So you do know about all this. He pats you on the shoulder. Then you'll be very happy to hear what I'm about to offer you. Ethan runs his hands through his greasy hair. Given this new information I've brought to light, it seems you are in need of protection. Wait for the pitch. I, meanwhile, am in need of assistance in kind. It turns out I upset some people at the compressor the last time we were there. The owners. And they'll say they space me unless I work off the debt. Seems they are that kind of businessman. He grimaces. I would pay them, but... Drugs. He turns his jacket pockets inside out in a mime of poverty. He looks pitiful. Even more so with his clownish acting. I don't need you. You should be glad. The anger rising in him now. Then I came here and told you this. Think anyone's looking out for you? You're a contract. Name on a list. Kicks the wall. Ethan rubs his temples. I'm sorry, he hisses. Sorry for being a shit and trying to kill you. Whacking that thick skull of yours. Dies. You think I want to go up against this guy? But us? He jabs a finger between the two of you. We don't have a choice. You keep me from getting killed and I'll do the same for you. We can help each other. A straight 50-50 deal. He looks at you. Not asking for a favor. Fine. Ethan smiles. He looks like shit warmed up. He pauses. Just think about Maywick. Think about that cold-eyed S&ARP shit on his way here from the core systems. He smiles. That should give you the motivation you need. Essen swaggers off down the corridor, throwing his jacket over his shoulder. Can't wait to be working with you, he shouts. Gain Ethan's protection. Somehow you are once again helping Ethan. This time he's offered his protection if you can help clear his debt. Oh, Lemon Mina. Yeah, there's a scrap crater. Go at the compressor. Work the back or work the front. Engage or endure. Turns out the compressor's owner's a local gangster, and now Ethan has to work off his debt if he wants to keep breathing. Why does working the front give more? Huh. Odd. Well, let's talk to Lemon Mina. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. You push the door and find Mina, sitting in the middle of the floor, playing with Bun Bun. Hi, Mina. Hi, Robot, says Mina sullenly, waving Bun Bun's paw without looking up. How are you? Bun Bun is sad, says Mina, nodding the toy's head in agreement. Like Daddy. You look around the unit. It is a mess. Dishes and glasses on the side. While Mina's clothes piled up in a corner. Mina is sitting by her bag, which is spilled out across the floor, her drawing slate cracked and dark. Tidy up. You start with the kitchen units, piling up the dishes in the auto wash and wiping them down. You pile the clothes up next, holding them neatly. Mina watches you quietly as she plays, curious but silent. You just started to look at fixing her cracked slate when Lem enters. Leaper, what are you... He pauses and looks from you and to Mina and back again. Never mind. He drops a bag by the door and slumps onto the couch. Everything okay? Lem lets out a weak laugh. You forgot the past few cycles now, too? Wish I was so lucky. He looks away at the front of the open door. Look, now's not a good time. I want to help. Help? Unless you have a sidereal ticket or two on you, I don't think there's much you can do here. He pinches the bridge of his nose. You understand they never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work, and I've run into more than a few from the crews. Turns out only long-time Havenage members were issued those Celis ID numbers. They never planned to consider us. Havenage say they didn't know that was what they were going to use to make the draw, and who knows? Maybe Celis pulled the wool over their eyes. But what does it matter? All those hours in the yards for a hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else. He slams his hand down on the sofa. You are giving up? Lem opens his mouth to respond, but stops himself. He looks at the open door again. They are moving the sidereal up the hub now, you know? He says without meeting your eye. That's where it'll depart from. They're bringing in a ship with all their cryosleep pioneers and transferring them up there in microgravity before loading the crew. We could sneak aboard. You think they're just gonna let people on board? The security they'll have has to be impossible. He looks over at Mina. Look, we'll be fine. We always have been. I just need a little time. Sighs. We had our hearts set on that trip is all. Mina comes over and climbs into his lap. He smiles. What if I got you on board? I missed you these past few cycles. I missed that optimism. Lem strokes Mina's hair. Look, you want to go up to the hub and ask around and be my guest? I can't get up there with Mina down here, and I'm sure the sidereal will bring in a crowd. But be careful. This kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. You find any way on board, you take it. You need help to get there? Ask me. But for now, me and Mina here are sticking to the eye. Looks up at him and smiles. I'll find a way. For us all. Lem smiles but doesn't say anything. You stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. Then you're out. Back in the walkways of the low end. Already thinking of plans to make this right. Damn. My plan was to let them leave without me, but now it's like the other way around. What the shit? Gimbal Lounge. Spacebar. Quiet space room meal. Okay, so, one more cycle. I can't even try to get scrap. Damn. Let's get my scrap allowance. No, I got a ship mine fragment from that? Heck? Wait, holy crap. I can sell it, but for how much? Not telling me how much, so I'm not gonna do it. Build the house. We tuck the scrap into the shattered interior. It's hard to imagine this place as a home, but it can't be worse than a container. Yay, home! Steel unit! It's a... Oh, it's in there. Damn it. Makeshift apartment. Once this place is sealed, it will be livable, maybe even comfortable. A place to call your own. Let's put in a shift at the compressor first. Planning to stay? I don't actually know, Petite. I'm trying to find, like, explore all the options. Besides, I mean, if Lemon and Mina are here, I gotta stay with them, don't I? Yeah, of course. Let's see, other than that... I just need to get enough engaged to be able to get scrap to fix myself consistently. Tambor Tea House. Ascend to the hub. The Sidereal Dock. Scout the dock. The Sidereal is being loaded and prepped. Among all the commotion, is it possible to find a way on board? Damn it. Let's sleep in the container. Maywick. Ethan says Maywick is on their way. You'll need to leave the station, get protection, or disable your tracker before they arrive. Oh. So I need to help Fang. I am starving. You need to go do the commune stuff. Oh, who? Oh, well, Ankita. You spot Ankita on the track to the farm stack. She has a box on her shoulder and is working her way down the slope. She sees you as she approaches. Neither of you speak for a moment. She looks tired, pale. Her hair is tangled and clumps of dirt cling to her armor. You both eye each other. Ankita. He holds up a hand. Sleeper. Takes a deep breath. I'm sorry for what happened. Truly I am. He looks down. I'm sorry you ended up in the middle of this, when all you have shown me is kindness. She rubs her face. I'm sorry. It's okay. She never She nods, then looks up to the stars. I've never... She stops herself. Thank you. Ankita shifts the weight of the box on her shoulder. I've been preparing for... She grimaces. Look, she sighs. You come with me? It's easier if... Lead on. Ankita leads on down the dirt path between the pillars. There's a wind passing through the greenway, a quirk of the air currents the biosphere maintains, and it ruffles the leaves softly. The sound makes the silence more obvious, more complete. You try not to think of the last time you were here. You've been trying not to think of it for the past few cycles. The image of the sleeper, sprawled, twisted open, connected to the ship mind, has been hard to forget. You realize Ankita is leading you back there. Back into the drum at the center of the stack. Pause, trembling a little. At the threshold, turns. What are you doing? She looks at you with empty eyes. What needs to be done? You stand on the threshold and look up at the tanks. Green and wet. Some glowing with flickering grow lamps. You look down at Ankita. Suddenly so small under this hulking ruin. The smallest she has ever looked. Places the box down. Follow her in. You follow Ankita into the stack through a low tank, entering the drum at ground level. It is just as beautiful as you remember, but it barely touches you. Instead, you check the apertures of the tanks for the glint of a weapon or a shadow among the moss. Ankita stops and you look down. The mossy island at the center of the tank is clear now. The equipment cleared away. In its place is a mound of dirt, loosely covered with moss. Ashton's rifle stands straight, half buried into the dirt at the grave's head. I buried them together, Ankita says, without turning. You both stand there in silence for a little while. You think of questions you can ask about Ashton, about the sleeper. How long did you know him? Was the sleeper dead? He takes a moment to respond, and for a moment you think she won't. But then the words come gushing out. Their body was long dead, that much was obvious. After you left, I checked them, but there was nothing. No signal, no function. The ship mind was the same. Dead. I don't know if Ashton's plan would have worked. He seemed desperate, but that doesn't mean it wasn't. He pauses. He pauses, unsure how to continue. I don't think he was lying. You have to understand, I've had crew members double-cross me, undercut me, rat me out. That's the business. He wasn't a good person. None of us in this job are. This is how we die. Alone. I'm sorry they had to die too. He stops, not sure of what to add. It seems like she's reaching for something, but she can't quite get there. You feel that gap between you, and as you do, it widens. The water drips. Moss trembles. You both stand in silence for a while longer. You both feel it. Life creeping back in. The silence ending. Ankita shifts her weight and starts to walk out. You follow her, suddenly eager to be back out in the open space of the greenway, to be away from this place forever. You stand outside and breathe the fresh air. You stare at the green leaves, the stars wheeling above them. That's it, says Ankita, somewhere behind you. You try to think of something to say but can't. Ankita places a hand on your shoulder. You turn your back to her. At least take this. He forces a handful of cryo chits into your hands. It's what I owe. He looks at you desperately. You look down at the metal bars. Ugly little things, you think. Drop the chits. You open your hand to let the chits fall to the floor. They clunk into the dirt and she does not pick them up. You turn without saying a word and continue up the track. He does not follow. As you walk up the rise, the wind picks up and the leaves shudder. You walk faster, trying to outpace your anger. You think of those ugly metal bars in the dirt. A life has to be worth more than that. It has to be. God damn. Let's see if I can help Fang disable my tracker. That'd be great. Haven Age offices. Or I could do the thing at the spire. Hold on. Way on board. Caster! Quite the achievement, isn't she? Senator Celis must be proud. You recognize the resonating voice of Caster immediately, and turn to see him, hooded and tucked into the shadows near the viewing platform. Caster. I see you remember our game. Good. He looks around, but the platform is clear. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tavla a little difficult. He smiles broadly. Caster walks out to stand beside you on the platform. The telltale clunk of magnetic boots accompanies his slow crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there was some trouble at the Havenite shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery. They screwed us. I know. He sighs, meeting your eye. An ugly business. Celis are too used to the way things work in the core. Exploitation is the only logic they know. He gestures out of the sidereal. You know why they built this monstrosity on the eye? Control. Certainly. There is no corporate oversight out here, but that's not all. He stares at the pristine yellow hull. Celis built it here, says Castor gravely, because it didn't want anyone to know it exists. He rubs his forehead. And secrecy is something I cannot abide. He turns to face you. There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in cryosleep like the person that you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them, and Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled systems without anyone knowing where it is. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You are like me. You deal with data. You can read it right out of the air. For someone like you on that ship, secrecy isn't a problem. You can ping back whatever I need whenever I need it. As long as you are on board. And with you on the sidereal, and with some minor modifications, pauses, you can be my eyes and ears. I'll keep track of Celis' grand project through you. In short, says Caster, stretching, I can get you on board, Sleeper, but I'm going to need you to help me. What if I disagree? Then I doubt you will find a way onto that ship out there. It's not just me. Yes, your friend Lem. That can be arranged. It is difficult, but not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go too. Caster clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around the sidereal. It's a simple offer, and the only one that will get you on that ship. Please consider it. He turns back, silhouetted against the ship. But to make it happen, I need your assistance. As I said, there is a Celis Foundation ship docked in the now empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. This will allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit. Caster looks over his glasses at you. Celis aren't stupid, though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You will need to get on board if you want to access their air-walled servers. Once you have the data, Meet me at your friend's unit, so we can give him the good news. He smiles. I notice his importance to you, and the little one. So cute. You don't extract the data before the Sidereal Horizon leaves the hub, then I will get the message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. But be sure when you act, Sleeper. Once you take the data from Celis, you'll set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You're bringing a lot of attention to yourself. Castor glances around, as if to emphasize his point. There's only a handful of cycles until departure, Sleeper. Make your decision. With that, Castor marches back off the platform, the sound of his mag boots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the Sidereal Horizon and the part it may play in your future. Huh. If you cooperate, perhaps you could be leaving on the Sidereal Horizon after all. Well, everyone, what do you think? Do we trust Castor and try to get Lem and everyone off the station on the Sidereal, or do we try to or do we get help Fang root out the corruption in Haven Edge and build a home here? What do we say, everyone? I'm gonna pull, actually. Build home. Commune. Or, I don't know what the other option was. Oh, find protection. I hear Ethan to protect. There we go. All started. Hub. Well, for now, I need to deal with Hunter, so let's do that. Pick the Ascender car. Got Weightless Wanderer done. Oh, Bliss, ship mechanic. Person. Spacer sleeping berths. So I can rent a capsule. Hacked off a colony ship and welded to the ring. They are surprisingly expensive to rent. No way, Moritz. You take those substandard filters back to the shit heels who sold you them. You hear the voice echoing out of the bay as you pass. Moments later, someone who you assume is Moritz drifts out with it, dragging a pallet of filter cartridges by a tether. Hey, you there! The same voice echoes out of the entrance. Looking for work? Who, me? Everyone on the station is looking for work. Get in here! The voice is coming from someone shorter than you expected. He's floating in the microgravity of the docking bay, beside a half-deconstructed life support unit that looks like it might have been exploded at some point. He points a wrench in your direction. You know anything about these things? She doesn't wait for an answer. Scratch that, just help me with the casing. Help her. Alright then. He deftly moves across the unit, making space for you beside the central seam in the indented case. Just take a grip here and lift out and up. Sorry about that. Just take a grip here and lift out and up. Then I can get in and unbolt it. You wax the unit with a wrench. The whole thing is twisted to shit. You dig your fingers under the casing and lift it away, the metal squealing from the force. She puts her hands under, spinning the wrench to slip out the bolts, and catching them in her other hand when they spiral free. All good. The casing lifts off, revealing the ornate piping of the unit's interior. He whistles at the mess of ducts and filters. By the way, everyone calls me Bliss. Pats you on the shoulder, offering little in the way of an explanation. This your bay? It is for now, yeah, whether I like it or not. He looks at you like that should mean something. Bliss starts pushing and pulling at the ductwork, looking for fractured pipes. We haggle for contracts, but the good ones get snapped up quickly by the bigger bays. So here I am, trying to get this M2 unit running again for one of the freelance tugs. Full-time stuff. Hold this. Rips out a ribbed pipe and hands it to you like a freshly caught fish. We turn stuff around fast and neat, and maybe we get a chance at landing something bigger. Something starts hissing in the unit, and Bliss quietens it with a precise whack. But to be honest with you, the way things are going, I can already see the other crews licking their lips, ready to take this place over. He looks up at you. I'm almost out of luck. What happened? Or offer to help. I appreciate it. Let me finish before you jump, though. He keeps working, twisting aside pipes with care. There we are. Bliss pulls her hand from deep inside the unit and out it comes, clutching a lumpen cube, scorched black. This thing must have overloaded and popped half of itself out the side. You both duck down to the side of the unit and spot the exit wound, its edges fringed with more scorch marks. Grab me a replacement converter from the racks, will you? Head to the rack. You kick off from the unit and drift over to the wall racks, where a catalog of parts sits secured in clamps. Colored tape and scrawled notes flutter across the wall, a complex organizational system of Bliss's own design, or just a big mess. You try to pick out the right part. M2 converter. You grab the part and push back to the unit. Bliss holds out an arm and you pass it over, the converter spinning gently as it leaves your hand. Perfect! You passed! He straightens up for the unit. That is, if you want to work here. Bliss rubs her hands clean, looking down at her palms. Truth is, I need a hand here. My partner skipped out on me and left me with a whole mess. You seem like you might at least be better at spotting a clean air filter than Moritz. I'd be happy to. Wait, she frowns at the racks. That's not all of it. My old business partner. They rinsed the place, emptied the accounts. To bid for jobs, we need to put down deposits, bring in parts, pay tug fees. For that, he looks nervous, embarrassed. We need shits. An investment. Exactly. Partners. Straight split. Bliss settles herself against the unit and looks off to the distance. I guess I look pretty stupid. Here I am asking any random passerby to be my business partner. No offense. He manages to smile. I get it. Thanks. It's your eye. I appreciate it. Bliss goes back to working on the unit. Look, it's no pressure. You find the money or you find someone who has, or you just forget the whole thing. Up to you. He gestures for you to help her refit the casing, while slot it back into place. I think I'm going to wrap this one up for now, but if you're into it, come back and we can bid on a new contract. Something to get our teeth into. Something that pays. Gives you a serious look. You can trust me, I don't say this stuff lightly. You kick away from the bay, propelling yourself back to the handholds at the entrance. Flip out with a wave, and as you do, someone slips back in. You hear Bliss as you glide down the passageway. Moritz, I swear to God, if those filters aren't clean... You smile. Seems like this could be interesting. I have so many drives! I need 100 seed money. Oh, that's not gonna happen. Build this ship mine fragment. Eh, 30 cryo is good enough. They'll get me through. Need money, but what about... I did know one thing, though. Fuck Ethan, he's on his own. Overlook bar. I guess we're not learning anything more about Tala, at least on this run. End cycle. Need to go put in a shift at the commune. There we go. Then we gotta hack that last hunter thing. Open my eyes, take this to Neovend. Yay! Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder, if it fell over, would Neovend be able to get back up? Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good! Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neovend flashes sequences of mangled data, pressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Outlived? Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. Station was run by administrator intelligences, huge databanks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming, cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Aren't you sentient? I am. Not administrator. Not restricted. Complicated. Sorry, machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear, killer, part of Solheim protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find, killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter. Then killer. Then we hid. There are others? Where? No longer. I can't make friends with a bunch of AIs? They flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this, through this machine, must be exhausting for Neovend. Found this vessel. Could sever hardline. Airwalled. Basic. Limited. Had to reduce memory to fit. Amputate self. But survived. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. You have provided pathway to freedom! You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? Try to map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry. Data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke Killer to erase. If it can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke Killer on self. Problem will solve self. It will erase itself? Killer will erase it, but yes, in theory it will report itself for deletion. The machine dims and fades. Unsure. Theory not practice. The machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring shipmind. Designed to house intelligence. Can imprint itself into shipmind, and you can carry with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to Cloud. Where can I get a shipmind? Built from fragments. Buy. Salvage. We cannot leave, so do not know. Try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In shipmind, I can help us both. End Hunter. Make Rim safe. We both will be free. Machine dims. Fine soon. Neovend adds hopefully before shutting off. As you leave, you think about the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. Damn. Who do I help? I don't think I can help everyone, but looks like escape with Lem won, so, I need to figure out where the thing I need to hack is. The access protocols. What do I get from here? This note is barely visible, just an access key left on some long-forgotten desk in a sealed Solheim office. Well, free Neovend, build a home, escape with a sidereal, steal the Celis data. Where is the Celis data? How do I help? Help Fang chase his leads. Where are his leads? Where do I put these ripper worms? Tracking Havenage, or the Tavla room. Master's table. Midline freight hub. Sidereal departure. I need to do that like right now. But where is the Celis data? Not gonna have time to figure out what's going on in the Greenway either. Deliver spores. I need 3 spores for that. Oh, Greenway Gate. I probably need to help with the mushroom stuff for her to give me that. There's also the climbing briar thing, the refuge stuff. Flex, Refuge, and Purge are now available. Intended for late game play. I mean, we're at the end of the game here, I think. It looks like we gotta leave with Lem. I just need to figure out how. What is the Celis data? Oh, Celis ship. Bluff past security or observe and explore. Celis infiltration. Plus 3 Celis lockdown if I fail this one. Reroll. God damn it. And I lost energy too. Shit. Emphas, help! Order some fungus. I don't have time to get Emphas's story, unfortunately. End the cycle. Oh, I can bluff past security. It's 100% positive. Ah. I did it. Celis servers. Extract Celis data. You're in. Maybe if you do this right, you might be able to pull something more than just ID. Plus 53 cryo plus Celis data? Oh my god. How much Celis data do I need? Ooh. I got the data. Castor. When you arrive at Lemon Mina's unit, Castor is already waiting outside, leaning beside the door. Forgive me, Sleeper, but Celis is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. Will this work? Don't worry, the breach cannot be traced to the specific IDs I am about to create. Castor reaches into a pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal. The data, please. Hand it over. You hand over a drive with the data and Castor fishes around for a converter cable to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal and after some whirring... Good luck on the daring escape. Well, good luck with dinner? Let's see. You hand over a drive with the data and Castor fishes around for a converter cable to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal, and after some worrying, a set of 2 transparent films, marked with numeric sequences, are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future. Castor smiles to himself. The child will go with Lem, of course. He pockets them. These are yours, but first, he holds out a white cube. Your side of the deal. What is it? Something to help us make use of you. He passes you the square, and you rest it in your palm. A small, white, perfect cube. Suddenly you feel a sharp pain and flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. Castor smiles. Not to worry, it has done its job. Now it is for you to do yours. You look down and see a tiny pinprick in the center of your palm. Nothing sinister. Castor puts the terminal away. This way we can keep track of you and the sidereal horizon. Whatever you need to do. Excellent. Castor hands you the transparent films, and you see shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. Go give them the good news. And he reaches across and buzzes the unit. Lem slides open the door, half dressed in his gear. Sleeper, what brings you up here? Come in. He beckons you inside. You look to the side, expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. The unit is cleaner, better organized than last time. Lem sits at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit. Mina is with some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons on the way. She seems to like it. Sit. You sit at the bar. What's up, Sleeper? I have some news. Out with it then, Lem laughs. I have Celos IDs for us. You have... Lem freezes. How? He blinks rapidly as if to wipe you from his vision. Does that mean? We are leaving. Or yep. Lem stands up and paces around the unit. We have to pack. He starts laughing. Holy shit, we have to pack! He turns back to you, smiling. How the hell did you swing this, Sleeper? Hi, Phoebe. We're getting off the station. I'm taking Lem and Mina, and we're getting out of here. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? A friend helped. Well, thank you, friend. You show him the ID films, and he whistles at the portraits. Impressive stuff. He pats you on the shoulder. You should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together. Let's get the heck out of here. Doing well, how about you? I'm doing alright, I guess, but... More excited to get Lem off this station, and Mina too. Sure. The buzzer goes. That'll be her. Lem gets up and opens the door, and Mina... A bundle of energy and life rushes into the room. Robot! She shouts. Lem picks her up. Mina, you won't believe what they brought us. You flash her the passes, and she looks confused. We are going away after all, Meanie. He lifts her up above her head. On that big, beautiful ship. Mina screams and Lem laughs. He puts Mina down and she runs over to you and hugs your legs. I love you, Robot, she says quietly, so only you can hear. I love you too. And a while later, when you leave, you don't even think to check for Castor by the door until it's too late. You stop and turn, halfway down the walkway. There's nothing there. Even that little white cube is gone. So you keep walking. Back to the low end, deep in thought. Excited and scared all at once. That's it? We just leave? Ascend to hub. Wait, what do I do now? Oh, wait for the preparations to be completed. Oh, I need to survive until this goes off. Okay. Well, we're getting out of here on the Sidereal. I suppose, while we wait, I can look into the mushroom stuff, I guess. The aviary. Clear overgrowth. Let's collect spores or forage for fungus. What are my other options? I could help Bang. Wait, I can free Neovend. That's what I'll do. Buy or build Neovend a ship mind. We need 300 credits to... I could build a home, but there's no real reason to do that anymore. I need a ship mine, and I don't know where to get one. Oh, wait, I know. Caster stable. I can get one from here for 5 Haven data. Let's get some Haven Edge data. Steve. I've already rerolled today, so I can't do this one. But got a gun. Harden agent. Oh! Okay, I can do this. Bypass. Extract data. Harden agent port unlocked. Tambor treehouse. Tracking Haven Edge or the Tavla room. Line freight. Got agent key code. Another hardened agent. I don't have any scrap, but I can just... I need 80 for that. I guess I'll just sleep. And cycle. Let's get the hardened agent. We'll take a 4. I have a 4. Let's use that. There. Oh, hardened agent port. Slot the river worm. Haven agent slotted. Port closed. -1 river worm. And there we go. Fang. As you walk into the tambour, you quickly spot Fang, arguing with Jenna. Approach. You come up behind Fang and he turns and notices you. Jenna stops. Mid-tirade. As you arrive, she turns to you. You again? You here to vouch for this layabout? I am. He laughs. Well, well, and what are you two up to? Fang winks at you and interjects. It's like I told you, Jenna. I'm helping them out, getting them settled, sorting their life out. They are a sleeper. You know what that means. Jenna softens. She looks a little embarrassed. Of course I know. She stops to think. Look, Fang, I get it. You're trying to help, but if you want to keep this job, you're going to need to be a bit more reliable. Fang nods sullenly. Won't happen again, Jenna. I promise. He looks suspiciously between the two of you. Okay, then. He turns to you. And, look, I didn't mean to... Just be cool, alright? He turns and walks back to the bar. Well, well, well. Didn't know you'd stand up for me, sleeper? Fang claps you on the back. I appreciate the solidarity. He takes out his slate, pulsing with pale light. Now let's take a look at what you're really here for. The slate is a whirring mess of code streams, coming direct from the ripper worms as they dig through the agent's data and spin it into threads for the slate to pick up. Anything good? Fang scrolls the display with a finger. A lot of junk, a lot of dull-as-hell message threads, a lot of tedious data caches, but... Fang's eyes flash. Definitely some good stuff. He stops the screen, scrolling on an entry, and expands it. Check this out. Fang shows you the screen. You see a bold corporate logo, not Solheim's, and a word below. Conway, Fang says. He's working with Conway. Conway Extractions, right? Fang nods. He's been speaking with them personally. Got a whole chain of messages here, but it's mostly encrypted and redacted. He rubs his head. Damn it, this is juicy, but we can't nail him with it. He scrolls some more. Wait. What's this? Wasteland Reclamation Facility. Right here on the eye. He glances at it. What's the bet this place is tucked into the wastes? The wastes? It's the section of the eye Erlin couldn't reclaim. Was too damaged. Too cut off. Back before the collapse, people would have got there by going down the connected spoke from the hub. But that spoke's broken now, so the only way is the long way, around the rim, past the green way. Shows you on his slate. Fang looks away, thinking. Conway have been making moves on this system since the collapse. I heard they took over one of Solheim's old belt colonies a while ago, moved everyone out and reclaimed the whole rock. What's their angle? Hardin has to be offering them something. Fang looks back at the screen. But if Hardin is involved in it, then we need to check it out. Simple as that. So what's next? Fang stares out into the middle distance. We have to get to that facility. The answer to whatever Hardin has been prepping, been planning, has to be there. And we're going to try to catch him in the act. Give me 5, maybe 6 cycles, and then I'll see you on the Greenway. I seem to remember there's some old service docks on the outer shell, up by the Haifa building. Could be a good place to meet. Fang squeezes your shoulder. Thanks again, Sleeper, for sticking with this. I haven't forgotten about that tracker of yours either. I'm gonna need to be back in my bay to pull a solution together. He turns the slate around to face you, showing a massive scrolling code. I've been working on a fix in my brakes. He winks. Fang grins widely. Now, I've got to go ask for some time off from Jenna. Wish me luck! He waves as he walks back to the bar, where Jenna is standing. A look of deep exhaustion in her eyes. Well, I can get photosynthetic skin, and then +1 to endure, and now I can go scavenge for a scrap in the wastes. Which I can then eat instead of using up stabilizers. And that will be how I survive until it's time to go. Gather scrap. +1 scrap. And I took damage from that. Shit. Service dock. Derelict Greenway dock. Waiting for Fang. Well, let's do a shift to the commune. You're assigned to work in the dorms, cleaning and repairing. It isn't the best work, but the meal at the end is welcome when it arrives. Yay. Now I go to my dorm and I eat this scrap. I could also just sell the scrap and buy one last dose of stabilizer, actually. I'm starving again. Do a work assignment. Leave. We're gonna go sell the scrap at the Ort Exchange, and then buy one last vial of stabilizer. Sell the scrap. Leave. Go to the Yatagon dispensary, buy the stabilizer. Then I can go home and inject the stabilizer. Head out to the wastes. Reroll my dice. I got a 5, that'll work. Get the scrap that we will then eat. And I've got 2 4s I can use for whatever I want. I just need to get a ship mined for Neovend. And for that I need 4 more Haven Edge data. Let's see if I can use any of this. Get some Haven Edge data. Yatagon agent. Okay, can't do that. Sounds like you're prepped. Yeah, I'm basically home free at this point, I think. Uh, there's something blocking all the data networks in the Greenway. It's here, the Greenway Gate. I need the Greenway cipher to see what's in there. And for that, I think I need to help, whatever her name is, with the spores. So I'm gonna do that with my last 2 actions for today. Eve, we can drop these off. Oh, I have all 3. Let's do it. Rika, that's her name. Rico. Sleeper. Rika greets you without so much as looking up from her work. I have some of yours here. Come see. He beckons you over to a heavyweight-looking console wired to a series of specimen jars, some of which contain your spores. What does it say? The spores you have here are a real cocktail, a selection of types from within the groves, but I've been able to isolate a few. She taps one of the specimen jars. Here we have Trichloma matsutake. Rico breezes through the Latin and Japanese pronunciations as if it was nothing. A species Solheim somewhat modified for use on the station. Brings up a panel on her console showing a chemical composition. All gradiented bars and obtuse acronyms. This is the composition of the Solheim modified matsutake spores. Modified? Oops. Yes, every species on the eye is a tweaked variant of Solheim's, of course, but that's not the point. Rico brings up another panel, identical in layout, but with wildly different colors and numbers. You see, this is what your matsutake spores look like. They aren't the same. That's the conclusion, yes. Rico glances at the specimen jar as if it might have something to add. They are fundamentally the same spores, but they carry different chemicals, different signals. He leans back in size. Solheim may have introduced their own tweaked versions in the beginning, but the groves have, and still are, affecting them. Affecting them how? It's hard to tell without samples of fully grown mushrooms. He meets your eye, and herein lies our problem. He moves to another desk where 2 trays sit side by side. The first contains nothing but plant mulch. The second you smell before you even look at it. The pungent aroma of the fruiting matsutake like rotting, sodden overalls, laced with an edge of spice. The matsutake here are grown from Solheim stalks, pulled from a spore vault in this complex. He winks. They are delicious, by the way. He sets them aside. The empty tray has germinated with the spores he collected. No activity, no germination, nothing. But the groves are full. Yes, they are. Rico looks at you directly, and you suddenly realize how much she is enjoying this. So here is our puzzle, Sleeper. Spores from the groves won't grow in the lab. But gathering fruiting bodies from the groves is too unpredictable. We need to grow a fruiting body from some of these spores so we can track it. Stand it. In short, I need you to become my mushroom farmer. Actually, I already started. Rico looks impressed. Well, well, an eager mycologist. I'd never have guessed. I assume you set yourself up in the aviary. I've been eyeing that place up for its proximity to the groves. Bring me whatever grows, not just matsutake. There's more than a couple of variants in there, so I'll need plenty of samples. He plucks a matsutake cap from the tray. These little things are reflections of their conditions. Their smell, their taste, their chemistry. It all derives from the conditions of their growth. He smells the cap. Enough of these and we'll have a picture of what is happening here. Of the ways in which this biosphere is modifying itself. Or being modified, whichever the case may be. Rico pops the matsutake cap into her mouth, taking you by surprise. And don't worry, Sleeper, she says while softly chewing. If this turns out to be a dead end, I'll make sure that not a single mushroom will go to waste. Alright, well, let's get some eep and cycle. Do the self-repair. Maywick is coming. Wait, sunbathe? It's an endure check. Get 3 energy from it. Oops. And then we can go over here and get some more scrap. Got the scrap. Which I can eat tomorrow, and I've got 3 dice left to do whatever I want with. Let's hack a Haven Edge agent. We'll take a 2. Here we go. Hunter's gonna come accost me again. Or not, apparently. Let's see. Check on the sidereal horizon. Leaving in 3 cycles. Well, I guess I can stop worrying about scrap so much. Let's get some mushrooms for Memphis before we leave. Plus 3 energy. Oh, I didn't get any mushrooms. Okay. Aviary, I guess. Let's take a nap. I'll be out of here way before Maywick gets here. Clear out the aviary. Summit Refuge. Germinate spores. The old growth of the aviary has created a rich medium into which you can place the spores from the groves. They'll grow well here. Oh, heck yeah. Got 2 grove spores. And a grove spore. That'll do it. The fungal beds. Even if I'm leaving, I can at least make some growth beds for Rico before we go. The aviary. Yep, it's gonna take 4 cycles to grow. I'm gonna be out of here in 3. Unfortunate. Let's eat to this scrap and end the day. God damn, I rolled amazing today. Cross the ferry. Find some Haven Edge to hack. That 2 will work. Reroll. Damn it, I don't have any 3s or 2s. Agent. No, that won't work. Derelict unit, caster's table, or buyer's office. Oh, this is a bunch of waiting around, huh? I need seed money for Bliss's workshop. I can put some shifts into the Overlook bar, I guess. Plus 10 cryo, minus 10 energy. Damn it. Oh, god damn it. There we go. Plus good service. Take a nap. Leave. Pack some Havenage agents. There's one. Whereas a 2 or a 3. I have a 3. Bypass. Extract data. Leave. I just need one more agent. Reroll. 2 will work. Take the data. And I can go to Caster's Table, get that ship mined. Okay, I got a ship mined. I can now take this to Neovend. Insert ship mined. Neovend, hooray! Sleeper, must express plan before we begin. Neovend is impatient. The prospect of being free of the vending machine clearly too much to take. Shipmind has no output features. Will be mute until slotted. You won't be able to speak? Correct! Do not worry. The servo motors in the machine begin to rev. Neovend's anxiety clear. First, imprint shipmind. Then slot imprinted shipmind into physical ports close to hunter nests. Once slotted, we'll track hunter at each. Tracking will find core nest. Slot shipmind at core nest. Show hunter data to hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke killer. And killer will kill. Yes. The lights on the vending machine cycle as Neovend prepares. Physical ports likely sealed in old station. We'll need keys. But yes, simple. The vending machine rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting? Why slot you physically? I cannot access via network. Too dangerous. Hunter would find immediately. The lights flicker. Am not like you. Hybrid. Am native to cloud. Easy prey. What's the core nest? Hunter keeps central data storage. Protocol must keep data outside self. Linked to secondary nests. Can triangulate from there. That's it. Start. The sound of all the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovend better be quick or Havenage security will be here. Neovend's voice appears among the squeals like a whisper carried by the wind. Machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms realigned with the ship mind, clunkily scraping against it. Can I help? Silence best. Also, if machine ignite, put out fire. The metal creaks as the servos open the ship mind, its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main armor of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neovend into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind? You copy the neural structure of that person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility. What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person, and in what ways are you something new? You know this much. You are a convenient loophole, a way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human. What would you become if you could escape this frame? Where then would the limits lie? The screeching stops. The machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top compartment, the ship mind is whole again. You reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neovend inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find a nest and slot them in to slot them into. I did it! I think if I completed this story, I would like upload myself as an AI. That would be pretty cool. Let's get Thrill Seeker, or +1 to engage. I think that was server unit. Unlock server unit. Tangled next. Hunter hunted. Nothing yet. We need to wait for it to leave. Oh, make your decision at the dock. Oh, I have to go there now. There's a crowd, but you spot Lem and Mina immediately as you enter the dock. They are waiting at the cordon, where Stella's security are checking the crew in to board the ship. Those that manage to get to the hub are crowded near the entrance, but even they know their chance of getting on board has long gone. Lem spots you among the crowd. Sleeper, we're here. They are standing beside a bag, which looks to carry all the possessions they have. It is small enough to be carried in one hand. Hi, Mina. Mina is vibrating with excitement. She seems strangely at home in microgravity, but then you remember that she has spent her whole life in space. Hi, robot! You hand over the Stella's ID film to Lem, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth in the light. Where did your friend even get this picture, Sleeper? Looks like my old Conway ID. You look, and a shimmering younger Lem stares out of the film, harder and clean cut. Hi, Star! How are you doing tonight? It's going alright. I think we're just about to end, though. I spoke to the guard here. He nods to the white and green clad security officer. They'll be doing an orientation and role assignment on board. Sounds like we're going to be working under the core crew. Kind of like an intern. He laughs. What do you think, Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID. As you lift the film up to the light, you see something strange. Something that makes you flinch. Small headache, but I'm okay. Aww. Well, take care of yourself, Star. The face imprinted on the film is one you recognize immediately, but it is not you. At least, it is not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused why you hadn't noticed earlier. It's a picture you remember being taken, a memory that you didn't know you had. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. You remember the S&ARP employee who helped you in, her smile clean and surgical. You freeze in place, thinking of the you that still sleeps somewhere in an S&ARP facility. That won't wake until you're recovered and disposed of. And now you are leaving. Will they ever wake up? Sleeper? Lem interrupts your thoughts. These guys want us to board. You stare at him without thinking, then notice the guard gesturing to you both to come forward. You all kick off and float over to them, steadying yourselves on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides it across a white machine, much like the one Castor printed them from. You reflexively rub the puncture mark on your hand. Even though there is no trace of it now, it seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, the guard smiling at her excited face. Lem turns back to check you are coming. The guard beckons you closer. Well, this is it, everyone. Do we board with Lem, or do we wait behind on the station? Do we take the ticket out, or do we try to find something else? But don't worry, Star. I think we'll be doing another one at some point. Have absolutely no context. I mean, Petite already voted for us to leave. But board. Alright, let's board. You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. Guard barely looks at it as they pass it through the scanner and wave you through. A new life built from old things. You okay? Lem asks, concerned as you catch up with them. You are so slow, robot, Mina teases, grabbing at you with small hands. Just making sure. Lem nods, and you realize how much harder it must have been for him to cross that threshold. Mina struggles in his arms, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles through the microgravity and grabs onto your clothes for purchase, pulling herself into your arms. You all proceed up the walkway and the entrance to the docking bridge yawning wide in above you. Are we family, robot? Mina asks as you move, taking you by surprise. I guess so. Mina smiles and presses her head against your chest, pleased by your answer. You keep moving, up into the docking bridge, then along that thin, glass-walled connector, all the time Mina clutching onto you. The lack of gravity means you can't feel her weight, only the grip of her small hands on your clothes. You both stare wide-eyed at the vast hull of the sidereal horizon, and try to think of this huge machine as a home. Later, when you settle into your bunk, after Mina has finished running back and forth between you and Lem with an endless and infectious excitement, you find yourself looking at your ID film once more. Somehow, since the last time you looked at it, the image seems to have changed. It is still a picture of the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed into the ownership of S and ARP, but something else has crept into the image, an underlying sense of self-identification. This is also a picture of you. You now. The you that survived the eye, that made friends here, that found a way out, that escaped against all odds. The other you might never wake up. They might never live again. But so be it. They consigned you to a doomed life for their own gain. Their life is yours now. You will live it better than they ever could. You lie back on your bunk as the thrust of the sidereal's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. It will be there when you work, when you watch Mina grow, when you dream of the planet at the end of the journey. It will stay with you when your body starts to fail, despite the best attempts of Lem and Mina as the years stack up, and it exceeds its safe operating period by a decade. It will be the thing you wake up to in those rare moments of consciousness, between which Mina will keep you in a frozen state in the hope of preserving you until your destination is reached. It will still be there when Mina wakes you, tears in her eyes, to tell you of Lem's inevitable death, and it will not relent, despite your desire for a moment of silence. It will be the final thing you hear as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of all your functions, and hopes beyond hope that you make it to your final destination, all the while doubting that you will. But for now, in this moment of departure, it is still a new sound, a new feeling, and because of this, it is filled with the promise of the future. And so you settle back on your bunk and close your eyes, and in moments you are sleeping in a perfect dreamless sleep, the most peaceful that you can ever remember. God damn! Well, we got Lem and Mina out. Fuck, that was heavy. That's not the end of this game. Like, I am hooked, everybody. This is fucking art. And I want to see the other endings. I want to see what's going on in the Greenway. I want to see what happens with Neovend. I want to see what happens with Ankita, with Bliss, with the Climbing Briar, all of them. But for now, that's it for Citizen Sleeper. For Diane and Anais. Aw. Unity! Look, Phoebe is made in Unity! And Fmod. Don't actually know what Fmod is. I've seen the logo before. Oh yeah, replay value. Thanks for stream. Jump over the age. Heck yeah. Me neither. Games by Gareth Damian Martin. There is like DLC that they gave out for free, which is what the Climbing Briar is. There's also a sequel apparently. Wait, continue. I could just continue where I left off. I can. Make your decision at the dock. Well, I guess, I can just go back and do the other endings on the same save file. But, I don't really think I have anything else lined up that would complete before, Maywick got there. Maybe Fang could disable my, tracker, and I could just stay on the eye. Well, that's a decision for next time, that we look at this game. This absolutely beautiful game that I'm gonna switch over to the chatting screen on. Thank you all for, joining me for this. Fuck, I might have to add this one to the list. It was... God, that ending, you know? I'm glad I did this one for this week. I feel like it fit what I was going for, and I'm glad I found something special here. Honestly, Phoebe, I feel like this might be my Horus. Something I wasn't expecting much from. The subdued track for that ending really added to it, too. It does! I love the moody little pinging of the OST. It's just... It's what space feels like, you know? Just... empty. Solitude. But... you know what I mean? It's like a happy sort of empty, yeah? Exactly! Star gets it. Star gets it. So fitting. Fuck, I do need to add it to the list. I'm gonna do that right now, actually.
Wake up, sleep.
But... yeah, this is, I feel like this is my Horus. A game I didn't really expect a whole lot from, but... God, it is art. And, it's a vaguely yeah, it's vaguely hopeful. Yeah. Well, anyway. Thank you all so much for, being here for the end of this one. This isn't quite the end, but it's the end of that run. Sure, it's empty, but it's beautiful, too. Yes! The melancholy, the beauty, the... God, I'm so glad that you get it, Star. But... like I was saying, thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. It really does mean the absolute world to me that, you choose to spend your time here with me. Like Mina and Lem with the sleeper. I won't be streaming tomorrow or Sunday as usual, but Monday we'll be back with Demo Day, probably on Twitch again. YouTube was cool and all, but Twitch has got so much more going for it for my workflow, and I can't really keep up a boycott alone, can I? But what we did this week still mattered, you know? Both the game and the overarching stuff going on. It's in our own small way, you know? I believe. Anyway, like I said, I'll be back on Monday with Demo Day, and on Tuesday, I will actually be getting to Horus, finally. I promise I will be getting to Horus. But until then, y'all have... I know I only caught the end, but I can say that was good. Thank you for being here, Star. This was a really good one, and it's one I want to revisit now and then. This one, I'm glad I got to play this. I need to thank Air later. But, yeah, like I said, I'll have a great rest of your nights and a great rest of your weekend. Well, actually, a great weekend in general, because it's Friday, right? Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah, I'll see you all next time. I can't raid, but I can drop my Discord link, but I'm pretty sure all of you are already in it. Go. Yeah. I'll see y'all next time then. I won't even bother with the Discord this time. Just... I'll see you all, Monday. Till then, take care of yourselves and bye-bye. I saw that heart. Goodbye, everybody. For now.